Hello guys. As you can see, we are continuing from where we stopped, learning HTML by building a cat photo app. And of course, we are using the Free Code Camp platform. This is actually a series, and if you have not, this is your first time to watch this particular video, you can go back to watch the previous videos that I have already, recorded on my channel so that then we can follow along. So we are continuing by going to step 30 this time around. So we've already added images to our web page. And of course, to do that, we'll be using the image tag. And of course, there are two attributes. We have used the SRC attribute, which is the source attribute. And in this case, the source attribute is given to us with this link that you can see appearing on the screen. So we want to improve accessibility of the image. And to do that, we need to add the alt attributes. The alt attribute. So the instruction given to us is that we are adding the alt attributes with the text 5 cats looking around a field. So let's do just that. So I'm going to add the alt attributes in this image. So I'm going to come here, alt equal to, then I'm going to say 5 cats looking around a field. Looking around a field. I can't spell. Okay, so looking around a field. So this is actually the image. So this link is actually pointing to this image. And we want to describe this image. And you're going to write a descriptive text using the alt attributes. And why is this important? It's important for screen readers. So if you have screen readers who are accessing your website, it is best practice and proper convention to add the alt attribute so that if as a result of poor network or there is a break, let's say an error in the syntax and your image cannot load properly, the alt attribute is always going to appear besides the broken image. So now let's test our code to see if it is working. So I'm going to click on check your code. So congratulations, your code passes. Submit the code and continue. All right. So let's go to the next challenge. Okay. So step 31, after the last ing element, add a feed caption element with the text cats hearts. Cats hates other cats. Okay, so I'm going to add another fig element here, 31. So let me add the fig element. I'm going to say fig caption. Okay, so I'm adding a fig caption and then I'm going to close it up immediately. Fig caption, and then in between, I'm going to say cats hate other cats. And that's the truth. So now let's test our code. Congratulations. It worked. It worked. So if you check your browser, if you check here, you are going to notice that the feed caption is appearing here. Cat hates other cats. So let's proceed. So from time to time, as we're using this platform, this message is going to be popping up asking us to donate. You can donate, feel free to donate. Okay, just to support the channel. All right, donate to support the channel. All right, so but we can do that later. So donate as the spirit leads to support. The channel has been very, very supportive. Okay, so 32. The strong element is used to indicate that some text is of strong importance or urgent. So in the feed caption, you just added, indicate the hate is of strong importance by wrapping it in a strong element. So we're going to wrap this. So in the feed caption that you just added, indicate the hate. Okay, so this hate is a strong element. So we're going to wrap the hate. Wrapping the hate strong. Okay, so it is a hate we are wrapping. I close it up. Don't forget to close. And let's test and see how it goes. See, it has taken effect. Congratulations. So you can see the strong. So your text is going to be bold, indicating that it is of importance. It is urgent. That is the meaning, the semantic meaning. All right, so let's submit and proceed. So here, it is time to add a new section. Add the third section element below the second section. So we're going to do that below the second section. We want to add the third section below the second section. So, yep. Here, I'm just going to say section. This is very straightforward. And then I close it up. Very, very straightforward. That's the only thing. That's all. That's what we are literally instructed to do. It is time to add a new section. Add the third section element below the second section. That's all. Let's test it. Congratulations. So that's just it. Let's proceed. So 34, inside the third section element, add an H2 element with the text, class form. So inside here, just add H2, close it up. Always have that practice of closing immediately so that you do not forget. So I'm going to say cat and form. Okay, cat and form. Yep, that's already taken effect. So no doubts, our code is working. Congratulations. So let's submit the code. All right. So let's continue. So now you will add a web form to collect information from users. After the card form heading, add a form element. So under here, so let's add the form element. So it's going to be form. Then you close your form tag immediately. That's all. That's all we are asked to do. That's all. That's all. That is just all. Nothing more. All right. So our code passes. Let's submit and proceed. 36. The action attribute indicates where form indicates where form data should be sent. For example, form, then the action. So this is the URL where it will be sent, then you close the form. Then it tells the browser that the form data should be sent to the path, this path /submit dash URL. So add an action attribute with the value, this value that is given here. The value is given to you to the form element. So we are adding, where do you add the action attributes? You add it in the opening tag of the form. You add it in the opening tag of the form. So it's going to be action equal to double quotes. So I'm just going to copy this because I'm lazy, and I'm going to paste it, put it in between. Okay, so I'll check the code. It passes. All right, so let's proceed. Let's proceed. We're making progress. We're making progress. So 37. Okay, so the input element allows you several ways to collect data from a web form, like image elements. Input elements are self-closing and do not need closing tags. Okay, so next, an input element in the form elements. Next, an input element in the form elements. Next, an input element in the form element. So inputs, remember, it does not have a closing tag. So it is self-closing tag. It's a self-closing tag. It does not need a closing tag. That's all. That's all we're asked to do. So test it. It passes. Let's submit. Proceed to the next one. So there are many kinds of inputs you can create using the type attributes. You can easily create a password field, reset button, or a control to let users select a file from their computer. Now, so create a text field to get text input from a user by adding the type attribute with the value text to the input element. So this is exactly what we want to do. So just add the type attribute, put equal to, add the value is going to be text. Okay, so now let me repeat what I just said. So there are many kinds of inputs you can create using the type attribute. You can easily create a password field, reset button, or a control to let users select a file from their computer. So now we're asked to create a text field to get text input from a user by adding the type attribute with the value text to the input element. So this is what we have just done. This is the input button has been created. We are adding text to show that we can write text. So let's check the code. It passes. It passes. So here you can type anything you want. The text. Let's submit. So the next step, in order for a form's data to be accessed by the location specified in the action attribute, you must give it the text field a name. You must give the text field a name. So for the form data to be accessed by the location specified in the action attribute, you must give the text field a name attribute and assign it a value to represent the data being submitted. For example, you could use the following syntax for an email address text field. So we have input type. So we now have text. The name is what? Email. So this simply means that it's going to, the name is email. So the name is email address. So the value it represents is the location specified location where it's going to be submitted. So add the name attribute with the value cat photo URL. So we want to add the attribute name, and we're going to say cat photo URL, cat photo URL, cat photo URL. Let's test it. Congratulations, it passes. It passes. So let's go to the next 40. Placeholder. Placeholder. So placeholder text is used to give people a hint about what kind of information to enter, okay, into the inputs or into an input. For example, input type text, then the placeholder email address, okay, placeholder email address. So that placeholder is going to appear inside this input box. Now add a placeholder text cat photo URL to the inputs. So if I add a placeholder, and I call it cat photo URL. So you can see that is displaying already on the output. Okay, so it means that our code is correct. Congratulations. Okay, so I want to congratulate you for getting this far if you have been following. All right, so I don't want this video to be too long, so I want us to have a break, and then we're going to come back to continue our learning by building a cat photo. So if you got value from this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so that others who are looking for valuable content like this will see it and also watch and get value just as you are doing. So go ahead, like the video, share the video, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I'm creating content, valuable content like this, you'll be among those that YouTube will notify, and you go ahead and get value from this content. So thank you very much once again for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.